Hey guys, it's John Anthony Chihawk Soltero, and I've got a little bit of a new camera setup, and I'm pretty excited about it. Considering getting an action cam to do more videos for this blog, but a friend of mine, while while I was discussing this at a comic book meetup, just held up his phone and was just like, just do this and then put it on your computer and then edit it back and forth. This one I'm recording straight to YouTube. It's an update of a lot of different things. Update on the Bubba Patrol, and just letting you know I'm still here. I'm still active. I've just been busy and kind of in somewhat of a creative rut in some instances. So I am now actually currently working on some scripts for an anthology series, and taking a break from working, just for an hour or two, from coloring the Bubba Patrol. I'm actually on page 17 of Colors. I have received the paper sample from RA Direct, RA Comics Direct. They are a on-demand publisher out of California. I really wanted to go with Ready Comics up in the Mesa area because I wanted to do something local. I wanted to help contribute towards the economy. But I've had a couple of different friends say, while it's nice to be able to support locally, this is your project, this is your artwork, this is something that you're working very, very hard on, and you need to be able to produce it the exact way that you want. Also, at that same comics meetup yesterday, which is put together by Creatively Queer Press's Luis Silva, who's become a really good friend of mine, a new friend and fellow creator who actually has quite an extensive professional history with comics. His name is Bill Simpson, and he worked for Image and Extreme Studios back in the 90s. He's also done stuff for Marvel. And he brought a sampling of the test print of a page that he colored, and then the finished book as well. And the finished book is done on a newsprint that's a little bit lighter than the sample that I have here. However, the test print from Extreme Studios printers came out like really rich, really smooth. And when you put it onto the newsprint, it looked that much better. Like, this is what I'm looking for and what I'm wanting. I'm doing a very simple coloring job. It's flats and then tiny bit of effects, because some of the powers that the Bubbas have require an extra layer or two to be able to make them work so that there's transparency and you can see through it. So it's going along really well. We're in the team training sequence where all the Bubbas are working together, and it's looking really, really good. I'm also going back and correcting some of the line work, as it were, as this is the first digital inking job I've done in sequential art. I've done a couple of digital pieces since getting my Cintiq earlier this year, but I haven't done anything of this magnitude. And I think the work that I'm doing is just going to increase and get better. After all, I took the scanned pencil pages and then inked over them digitally. So what that did is it has kind of like a herky-jerky line style on some of the pieces and some of the panels and pages. So I've gone back and I've corrected some of that and tightened it up and made it look better. One of my favorite artists, Sophie Campbell, who does Wet Moon. She's done Glory. She worked on Bebop and Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She's done a bunch of stuff. She's one of my favorite artists for the diversity in her facial expressions, body types. She even uses a lot of like differently abled characters in her character. In especially in Wet Moon, there's characters that I don't know what the correct form or the correct PC term is, and I'm not really a PC person, but with deformities or abnormalities in their bodies, maybe their arm wasn't fully developed, or they had an amputation of some kind. So I look at her work as an inspiration, but I've noticed with Wet Moon Volume 7, which is the final chapter of her Wet Moon saga that she's gone digital. She's doing everything digital now. I'm looking at it. I asked her a question on Tumblr. I asked her how she got the line so smooth, and she said, well, I usually work at 300 DPI, maybe 600 if needed. She doesn't work much higher than that. She says just the technique going through is what really helps her in the different types of brushes and things like that. So it's a technique that I'm slowly and steadily learning. But again, this is just an example of what we're working on. So let me pull up the page that I'm currently working on and show it to you. It's going to look a little awkward because I'm doing it from camera. So this is my Cintiq. And there it is on screen. It's Guri is using her Hypnobelly power. That's one of her powers, based on the fact that she loved belly rubs, and anytime she would sit down, she would almost immediately roll over to give you her belly and want you to give her a belly rub. So I incorporated that as one of her powers. And in the page, you can see Foley in the background, like stopping, between what he's doing. And then in another panel right after that, you'll see Sabu running towards the danger. So it's just been a lot of fun. It's been a little difficult, especially through Thanksgiving, trying to get everything done on time. But I'm working on it. It is still being worked on. And through talking to a couple of other people, like I mentioned in previous updates, I'm doing this the way I wanted to do the original book, and I'm making it better and making it as good as it can be. And I'm also looking at recruiting some talent for issue 3 to do a variant cover or two. Is a friend of mine. His name is John Reese. He went to the same college I went to several years after, about 10 years after, and went through the animation program as well. He's taught himself a number of really great techniques in addition to the things he learned at school. So it's really imperative to keep this in community. The book itself is being done by me, writing, editing, drawing, artwork, coloring, all of that. But I want to have some of the people that I like and respect, and whose artwork really speaks to me, especially for this project, be able to contribute some stuff to it and help get their names out. But at the same time, it's something that I feel would benefit the book even more. And that's what you do. That's how it works. And so we're counting down to Christmas, I guess. It's looking good, and I thank you all for your patience. I'll be back with on a later video with a review of Volume 1 of the Complete Punisher from the Marvel Max series. I'll talk to you later. This is John Anthony Chihak Soltero of Anti-Hero Brand Press and AHB Kids. You guys have yourselves a wonderful week. Bye-bye.